yet. Now I can hear us.
Yeah. So, surprise! Good afternoon, champions. I'm coming to you live from the Codename Entertainment streaming closet in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. We have a special show planned for you today where we reveal and deep dive into the latest feature coming to Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. But first, I would like to thank Dungeons & Dragons, the entire team of Dungeons & Dragons, everybody, for being the best ever partners to work with, but also for graciously allowing us time on this channel every week. It is an honor to be here. And now on with the show. My guest today is none other than one of the co-founders of Codename Entertainment and lead designer for Idle Champions, Justin Stocks. Justin, what's coming to Idle Champions?
Oh my gosh. So, for all of you currently getting through Tomb of Annihilation Part 6, thinking that was all we were going to do today, reload your games. A sec, I got a button.
That was easy.
Bam! That button there, it didn't actually, but it released a new feature. It's on the screen right now. It's time gates. What are time gates?
That was the first question.
Oh,
so
you
what's
were
a time
asking
gate? Yeah.
Time
No,
gates.
you can answer your own questions. It's all
Time
good.
gates are a way to get event champions that you missed. You've been asking for it. We have delivered. I don't know how much more dramatic I can be.
No, it's good. So I guess the first thing is what are they and how do they work?
So time gates will open up automatically every few weeks and give you the opportunity to pick between 3 champions. Those champions are chosen at random for every player, and they're based upon the champions you already have. So there will always, if there's an event champion you don't have yet, there will always be at least one new champion to unlock in the time gates. If you do have the champions already, you can use the time gates to farm a couple of gold chests for the champions. So when you load up the screen, you've got this sort of screen here. It's got sort of the time until the gate closes. Your time is wrong, but we'll fix that. And then you can pick from one of the 3. Here we've got Evelyn, Krond, yes, and Birdsong. So what you do is you just pick one of those. Once you pick one, you can't go back. So you have to make sure that you pick carefully who you want. So don't be too hasty to click Krond.
Evelyn's totally my favorite, but I feel like if I don't pick Krond, nobody will. So I'm going to pick Krond.
All right, we're going to get some Krond chests. So you open a gate.
Open a time gate to
handy
Krond. The
one.
other 2 time gates you don't choose will become unavailable until the next set of time gates come available.
Yes. One of the things we tried to do with all of our dialogues here is say the
do I
word
really wanna pick
time
Krond?
gate as often as possible.
No, I'm going to do it.
Okay, go
All
for
right.
it. So, opens up there. You've got you see you've got 3 sort of objectives down in the bottom right. Each objective you complete will give you rewards. So the first one, complete area 50 in the adventure, will give you a gold Krond chest. The 75 one will also give you a gold Krond chest. If you didn't have the champion will be awarded in the first objective there as well. And then once you finish both of those, you can free play to get more Mistress Favor.
Okay. So you have access to this the whole time? You can just keep loading it?
Yeah, you can keep on coming back until the gate closes this one closes Monday at noon. But in general, they're probably going to run over the weekend with the exception of gates that you open yourselves, manual gates that you open, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
Okay, well I'm just going to pull this out.
So yeah, if you click play, what you will do is go to a loading screen, and you'll actually be playing the event adventure that champion was originally released on. So this is also a way to...
Didn't have familiars back then though, did I?
This is another way to replay that content in case you missed it. And so you can fight those bosses again. You can read all the event text and all that stuff. We combined a bunch of things all into one for this guy.
Sweet.
So once you battle through, you get to level 50. You can reset, get your reward, start on the second objective, get that reward, and then you can farm Mistress Favor. Mistress Favor functions very similarly to other event favors in that you can convert it to a permanent favor afterwards, but it converts at a lower rate than the other favors, and you're forced to convert it right away. So you don't get to wait up to a week. You have to do it right away.
Okay. And compared to other favor, do you get the same amount? Like, are you going to be able to burn through, get E10, and double what you have in
No,
another campaign?
it's going to be low. It's about a quarter of as much in terms of a percentage boost that it gives you. So if you would have gotten 80% boost with regular event favor, if you farm up the same amount of Mistress Favor, you'll only get about 20%.
Oh, okay.
It's still pretty good
Yeah.
because it's just bonus favor. Can't say no to that.
No, and it's multiplicative, right? So
It is, absolutely. So if you're in the end game and you're only getting like 5 or 6% boost every time you reset, you'll get 20%, maybe more every week or every couple of weeks.
Sweet. So let's talk about the champions that I had selected. How come I had Krond and other people aren't going to have that?
Other people
Honor,
just aren't
that
as
honor.
lucky. Other people are not as lucky as you. Yeah. So as I said, the champions are chosen randomly for every player. So you might get different champions from your friends, but if you've got available champions, ones that you don't have unlocked yet, there'll always be at least one of those. Maybe multiples, but at least one in every time gate. Every time the time gate's open.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So how often are time gates going to open for players?
So the natural time gates that what's her name? The NPC there opens for
I
you.
want to say it's Kaylin.
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 Wonder
This
if
is a
it's-
Chris
if it's
DeBuy question,
Maybe
actually.
it's Kaylee. It's named after. Anyway.
Oh, they haven't pushed the blog yet. Push the blog, Dave. Push.
No, I pushed it before I came in here.
Oh, it did
Maybe it's
load.
just not set to. Anyway. Kalar, right, exactly.
Kalar, there we go.
So Kalar will naturally open gates for you every few weeks. There's not a specific schedule to it, but in general, if there's a weekend between two events, it'll be for that weekend. But there's actually another way to open time gates.
Oh, yeah,
Do you
let's
wanna
talk about
bring up- Do you
that.
want to bring up the time gate dialogue?
I sure do. See this
knew you
fancy
would.
little upside down U? It's a gate.
It's a gate.
So, let's
So
talk
in the top
about.
left corner, yeah, time gate pieces. So time gate pieces are something that you can get from bosses. They will drop randomly from bosses, kind of randomly. There's a fairly long cooldown after you get one before you can get another one. But eventually, you'll be able to get 6 time gate pieces, and with those, you can cause another 3 gates to open manually, essentially. You can only do that if a natural gate isn't about to open. So once we get within 72 hours of another natural gate opening, you won't be able to open another gate yourself. But if you can get 6 time gate pieces, you can get some extra runs in and get some extra chests, maybe unlock an extra champion. So those pieces drop from bosses, but there's also a second way to get them. If a time gate becomes available and you don't earn any of or some of the rewards for it, then you will get a time gate piece for each reward you do not claim. So if it pops up one week and there's 3 champions that you're like, meh, I do not need any chests or anything for any of these guys, you can just ignore the time gates, or you can close it early, and when it closes, you'll get 2 time gate fragments to give you a head start on opening another gate yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Booch Games wants to know if we can chain time gates together. So I guess they're wondering, like, if they saved up 18 pieces, could they open a time gate, do that for a day or two, and
Yeah.
then open another one and then another one, as long as they're not.
Yeah, as long as you're not within that 3-day window before a natural gate opens, you'll
Okay.
be able to open as many as you want. If you can get a bazillion fragments, by all means, open all the gates you want.
Cool. Bailey.
Oh yeah.
Kron switches with Ashara? It's been a long time. I haven't used Kron since Liar's Night.
Yeah, Crown switches with someone.
Okay. All right.
I know
So,
these things.
so if you don't decide, so what happens if the time gate menu comes up and you see a bunch of champions and you're like, I hate these champions, I don't want them. you just ignore it and get your
You can
pieces.
just ignore it, and you'll get 2 time gate fragments or pieces when it closes itself.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So what happens if you do open a gate and you don't finish all the runs for
Mhm.
loot?
Well, you will get time gate fragments for each of the objectives or each of the rewards you do not claim. So if you complete one of the rewards and like recruit the champion,
Mhm.
but don't really want any of their chests, you can just leave the other reward there, and you'll get 1 time gate fragment
Okay,
at the end.
cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good deal.
Yeah.
Um,
One other thing I just want to mention quickly before we move on from this is the objectives that you have right now are to reach area 50 and 75.
mhm.
Those objectives will actually go up if you choose the same champion over and over.
Okay.
So if you choose, say, Strix every time that she is available in time gate, then the first time you'll have to beat areas 50 and 75. The second time she comes up, you'll have to beat areas 100 and 125. Third time 150 and 175. So if you really want to farm the same champion every time they become available, it'll get harder and harder. But that increase will go down if you don't pick the champion. So if Strix comes up and you pick someone else, it'll go down 25 areas the next time she becomes available. So it'll
Okay.
always go back down towards 50. But in general, if you keep trying to do the same person, it'll get harder and harder and harder and harder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we have an idea of what the cooldown is on time gate pieces?
The
Give or
cooldown on
take?
time gate pieces is measured in multiple days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your chances of getting 6 pieces every 3 weeks are getting kind of low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in 21 days, you might get like 4 to 6.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else to ask at this point, because it seems really straightforward to me, but it's also one of those situations where like I know too much about this going in, and so
Me too.
you know, if
What's
anybody has
confusing,
any
guys?
if anybody has any questions about time gates, about how any of this works, about the feature, etc., please just send us a question. But make sure to prompt your Twitch chat comment with question first, so that we know which ones are yours.
Yeah.
But maybe do that after the raffle spam that's about to happen, because it looks like our first giveaway.
Somebody did ask there about the favor. What do you do with the favor, and
You don't
what do
know
do
the
after
champions.
The event ends, and then someone else.
It's a
asked
good
that.
question. Without resorting to Google, I would highly recommend being on the official Idle Champions Discord, the URL being discord.gg/idlechampions. We have a number of community leaders in there, including Garwar, when Garwar decides to be in there, Silisa and Archimedes, who will give you more info than you need about which champions are best and in which order. I'm sure at some point, if they haven't already, they're drafting some sort of champion tier list so that you always know which one to be unlocking next or gearing, because those things will exist. Other than that, everything has gone through the Idle Champions blog, all of our previous events. So, if you want information about any of those characters, it's also there.
Somebody wants to buff Delina. Okay.
I want to buff Delta.
Yeah, I'll buff Delina.
Yeah, sorcerers are supposed to be good, Justin. Come on.
They are. She is good. She's amazing.
She hits really hard.
She's just not very good.
Just, maybe anything that Minsk has hit, she does a bajillion times more damage to.
That's not a bad idea.
So, what else we
Alright,
got?
See if we have some questions.
If I don't open the manual gate before a natural gate opens, do I keep the manual gate for after the natural, or is it gone? So
you
the
can just
fragments.
hold on. Yeah, you can just hold on to those fragments until after the natural gate opens, or after you've dealt with it, and then you can open it afterwards. So there's nothing that forces you to open gates, open manual gates right away. You can collect up more than 6 pieces and then just save them for later.
Cool. I think I'm gonna fully cheat, and I still have it. Yeah, I do. Well, now the familiars will just carry me all the way, right? Isn't that how that works?
I guess so. I mean, your damage isn't going to go up if you're not leveling your champions.
This is true.
You know what you need? You need more familiars.
I need more. Yeah, just invent more. You're gonna-
That was easy.
Bam! Now there's not more familiars. Imagine if we did that. It was like
They just rain down randomly.
features. No, this is it for the day.
Grim Constantine wants to know if there's a cap to the number of time gate fragments they can hold.
There is not, at the moment. But you're not going to get, you're not going to get very many of them very quickly. Certainly from boss drops, you're not going to see more than 2 a week, sort of at the most. And then the other ones you get from just natural gates that you ignore, and you get maybe 2 every 3 weeks. So you're not going to get hundreds of time gate fragments in general, unless we broke something and the game's totally broken.
Okay. Let's see. Magenta shirt. What happens with the favor? Do we gain it, or what will happen to the favor when the gate closes?
So you gain favor while you're playing the adventures, just like a normal event. And then once the gate closes, you are immediately forced to convert that favor to one of your permanent ones. So unlike an event where you have a week to decide which you want to convert to, you are forced to convert that one right away. And then you just next time you start a time gate, you start it with 0 favor again, and you keep on going.
Okay.
You gotta earn that favor.
Garwar wants to know what kind of potential paradoxes we should be aware of when using time gates.
The only one I can really think of is like when you're on like the Grand Rebel, and Birdsong meets Birdsong. You need to make sure you don't have Birdsong in your party, because I think there's some sort of universe-ending thing that happens.
Makes sense. Makes
Yeah.
sense. That's not true, by the way. Just in case.
Would I lie? I'm an authority. Authorities can't lie.
Wow. No paradoxes in the game, but obviously if you're a DM and your players are doing shit like that, you should punish them as much as possible. So Shazos wants to know what the conversion ratio is for the time gate favor. We kind of covered that already. It's about a quarter of a normal event's favor.
Yeah.
So still worth it, but doubling your favor would be extraordinarily difficult. The Painting Frog wants to know if we can use contracts to earn Mistra's favor.
Yeah, so it's just like regular event favors. So if you're using a bounty contract to get gold, then that gold will translate into Mistra's favor. Mistra's favor is earned for gold at the same rate as events. So you should be able to like zip through and gain a bunch of favor. If you want to do the get to level 49 and then use a whole bunch of things, you can do that. There's not really a point to it in this one because it doesn't actually cost you anything to start the time gate adventures.
Okay. What about the actual free plays with the objectives in it? Like, if you don't complete an objective, can you restart them?
Yeah, you can just do it
Build
over
up favor?
immediately. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no limit to that. So you can farm favor to your heart's content.
But if so, say you don't complete one of the objectives, it'll still be there. But if you do
Yes.
complete them, you can restart and just keep going.
You can always restart the adventure and do the adventure again. If you don't complete one of the objectives, then you can just restart that objective right away. If you do complete both of the objectives, then you can just start a sort of the free play one.
Okay.
There are all 3 of the buttons down at the bottom actually start the same adventure. It's just different requirements and different rewards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no cost.
Queen Lily 272. If you could add any character to the game, one of your own player characters or from other media, who would you choose?
This isn't about time gates.
It's not. So who do you want to add?
Who do I want to add? I don't know. Who do you want to add?
Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
Just from any it doesn't have to be.
Said from anything, yeah.
Oh, from any.
From other media.
Other media.
Doctor Doom's from other media.
That's true.
He hasn't been done justice in any films.
What would Doctor Doom? What would his formation abilities be?
Something extraordinarily narcissistic and megalomaniacal.
Oh, okay.
Like buffed for each empty other formation slot.
Chris says Pelham. Yes, we are going to add Pelham to the game.
We have talked about adding Pelham to the game. He should be in the game.
Yeah.
All right. Obo Crazy. If you're doing a run and complete the adventure before reaching the goal, do you collect the favor and get another chance at the run?
You sure do. Yep. Yep. You get favor every time you reset. And then if you don't complete the adventure or the objective, you can just try again.
Spoiler spree. What happens if we open manual gates less than 3 days before normal gates would open?
Well, you've broken the game if you're able to do that, because it will actually prevent you from doing that. The game will say, nope, there's a natural gate opening soon. You cannot open a time gate. It will fail to open the time gate. If you try and manually send the request to the server, it'll just steal your fragments and not open a gate for you. So don't do that.
Really?
Yeah, I specifically made it so it's like, oh, yeah,
I'm using cron when we get to him, by the way.
awesome.
Yeah, somebody should.
Be right there.
Alrighty, how do I start the time gate mission? I open the time gate, but don't know how to start the first area. It only says close gate early.
And there should be a button underneath the first objective that says play or start or something like that.
Down here.
Yeah.
Is where mine was.
Yeah. Should be one down there. Should be a green button.
Yeah.
If it's not,
Restart the game
uh-oh.
first, I guess.
Yeah. If it's not, make sure you have the latest version of the game. And or support submit a
In-game support ticket.
button. There you go.
Just-
Oh, that's a good point. The button's not going to be there if you're currently on an adventure, so you have to restart or reset.
Complete
and
adventure,
then,
yeah, be in the-
complete your current adventure. Yeah, there should be text there that says you must complete your current adventure before you can start another adventure.
Yeah, Dark Dragon, the time gate button is here, right beside complete adventure. It'll just pull you into your campaign map, but also on your campaign map, it's at the bottom. It's a nice logo.
Yeah.
Adam did a good job of that one.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Not like all of his other ones, no.
Yeah.
All right, so at what level are you able to unlock time gates, or is there a level restriction?
Time gate should unlock as soon as you've completed the first tutorial variant, so when we have to escort the wagon.
Oh, okay. So somebody could install the game today and
Yep.
open a time gate?
Yep,
Sweet.
they could.
1-4. If we fail to reach the first objective, can we restart?
Yes, you can. Yeah, and that's actually something like if you're very lowly geared, like if you do just start the game today,
Mhm.
and you're not able to push up to Area 50, you can restart and get some favor, and that should help you get to level 50. So we wanted to make sure that we had new players in mind. So, yep. Dylan's messing with the audio inputs.
Yeah, I'm just because I know that our webcams just turn their mics on for some freaking reason. So I'm just like, will that shut it down? 'Cause so are we still getting that feedback? I guess we'll find out. Alrighty. Will this allow us to earn event achievements we may have missed?
No, it doesn't actually restart the event. So there's not really any achievement you could get from this that you couldn't just get naturally. Like the champion-specific ones, you can do those ones outside of the events.
Yeah, the Liar's
This
Night
isn't-
menu isn't here.
This isn't the event free play, so you can't get the one for getting to like level 175 or 200 or whatever it is. So,
Okay.
no, this doesn't let you get achievements that you could have missed.
Okay, so this is more like you're opening a time gate to a parallel timeline or some
Essentially.
other part of a multiversal kind of thing.
Yeah,
as
there's
opposed
the
to
weave and some magic and Mistra and
yeah, we should totally be winging our lore on D&D Twitch.
no, there is some lore to it.
There is
it's in
lore.
the thing.
Actually, check out the FAQ. Chris Dupuis put together a wonderful bit of canonically as accurate as it can be lore around why this should exist. So Lisa wants to know if time gate shards or pieces will appear in your loot journal.
I don't know.
Yeah, it should. I think it should.
In theory,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, they drop from bosses, so it
Practice.
should show up.
In practice,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good one. Gonna make a note about that,
Yeah.
just in case, just to
I'm-
follow up.
I'm sure Erica can make a note about that.
Yeah. Let's see.
Thanks, Erica.
That question has been answered. Is there any chance we could get a way to buy silver event chest during the event? It would be helpful for finding shinies, as well as not getting a green from a gold event chest.
We've been talking a little bit about that. We've got some store updates coming soonish, and we're going to try and make our store a little bit more robust. So it's potentially something we could put in there, but we will see.
Okay.
No promises.
Blariel asks, so if the favorite's converted, every run will be longer because the enemies will drop fewer amounts of gold. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, when you start out each time gate, you'll start out with no favor, but you do keep the favor between adventures in that time gate. It's only when that time gate closes completely. So this one's going to close on Monday. So when it closes on Monday, that's when you're forced to convert your favor.
Okay.
So it's basically just every time you pick a new champion, you start from scratch.
Sweet. Helm's favor, here we come. As we head the Modron March, can we get Nordum, the Modron from Planescape Torment, as a champion?
Maybe when we loop around next year.
Yeah, it's not
It's a
beyond the
great
realm of
question for
possibility.
Dave.
Is it? Is it?
Just gonna say, Dave was teasing me last time I was on the thing because I kept saying, "Oh, that's a really good idea. Yeah, we'll think about that." And so now I'm just gonna say that's a great question for Dave, so that he can give what is the better answer for that, I
That's
guess.
true. Also, it's his turn to be on stream next, so really,
Mm-hmm.
unless you keep losing a lot, rock paper scissors, he's on.
Yeah, no, I've gotten really good at rock paper scissors. I've been practicing.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet. Just in the mirror.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any way to focus on getting epics or upgraded equipment for a specific character, such as buying the event promo chests when they ran previously?
We do. Yeah, that's something we wanna do. It's something we are actively working on. Is letting you have a way to gear up these champions above and beyond what we're providing in the time gates.
Okay. Do global blessings work with Mistra's favor?
Yeah. Yeah. No reason they shouldn't. If they don't, let us know. Absolutely, they should.
They're supposed to, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty. Question: will you be adding all of the future champions to the time gates as soon as the event is up, or will there be a time delay?
It's a great question. What did we decide on that? I think because there's two different aspects to that. If there is going to be a delay, it's going to be a really short delay. Like it would be just like a week or two. Otherwise, they'll just go into the time gates as soon as the event ends. Chris is saying right after, so apparently that's what we decided on.
Oh, the next day they go live in there? Well, assuming you can open a gate right after.
Exactly. You'd have to have some manual things. You'd have to have some manual gate fragments, and you would have had to have not recruited them in the event, or I guess you could randomly have them appear in the event or in the time gate.
Didn't we have an event last year during U.S. Thanksgiving that like half the people didn't end up unlocking the character for because they like traveled home for the holidays kind of thing?
Possibly.
I could have sworn I got a bunch of feedback about
Possibly.
that.
I
And I was like,
remember
I'm
it.
Canadian, I don't know what you're talking about. We celebrate.
That would suck if we started an event like on a U.S. holiday.
Next week. No, let's see. What's the So what's the close gate early good for? That's not in the blog.
That's a great question. Yeah, the close gate early basically. There's a couple of things you can use it for. You can use it to Krond. It's a moment of silence for Krond.
Hey, my DPS went up way higher than with Stokey.
Of course.
I'm just saying.
Krond's way better than Stokey. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh
I don't
yeah,
know,
close
you're
gate
making
early.
something up.
No, this is true. There's a legitimate reason to want to close your gate early. When you close your gate early, you can immediately convert your Mistra favor. So if you want to get a boost of favor in one of the other campaigns, you can immediately get that.
Oh.
You will also immediately get any time gate fragments, pieces. We changed the name halfway through. You'll immediately get those for any objectives you didn't finish. So if you want to just like cycle a natural time gate, immediately get 2 fragments. So maybe you're at 4 fragments and you want to immediately just cycle a natural one to basically roll the dice on the champions again. You can do that and close the gate immediately, and you'll get 2 fragments and be able to open another gate naturally.
Okay.
In theory, assuming we've done it right.
Alrighty. Cassius 335. While we're on the topic of the top left bar, why are chests not right next to the shop, which would involve moving chests 2 spaces to the left?
That's a fair question. I feel like chests should be right next to the shop.
I was going to say that because it's alphabetical, but it's really not.
No. It's in the randomest order that we could do. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. Great question for Dave.
All right. Let's see. When we open a time gate,
Yeah.
Will we get in the future also the option to buy the corresponding event chests and get golden gear we missed, or new golden gear?
Yes. We don't have that right now, but that is absolutely something we want to do. I'm not sure if I should be talking about that, but yes. I guess I can.
No, you can literally talk about whatever you want.
Whatever
Yeah.
the heck I want, because
Yeah.
yes.
Spoiler City over here.
Yes.
There will be a store
able to buy
update
those
at some point.
chests and get the golden epics too.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. OG17, question, do gates prioritize offering characters that are not already in full epics?
Unfortunately, they do not right now. The champions they pick are pretty random. I think we group the champions into a couple of different sort of buckets, but in general, no, it doesn't do any sort of weighting based on the gear that they have or anything like that.
Okay. Tivian Chase, will there be a tier of equipment above purple?
I wouldn't be surprised someday. We don't have any immediate plans for that, but that's a great question for Dave.
Alrighty. Pebcac error. Could we get an online stream tutorial for newer players, some of the things that are not intuitive?
That's a great question for Dylan.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great idea.
So this has come up a few times, and that's a fair question. I'm not going to lie and say that when I started playing the game, I understood everything right away, and that it was completely intuitive for me because it was the first idle game that I really dove into. Now, the best resources for new players right now are on our official Discord, where some of our community leaders have put together new player resources and FAQs and a lot of other stuff to help people understand the terminology that players tend to use in explaining things and different formations and a lot of other stuff. So the Discord link is discord.gg/idlechampions. We also tend to keep that link in the sidebar on our subreddit, assuming you load old Reddit and not the weird new one that we have done literally nothing to try and update so far, because
Ooh, new Reddit.
yeah, it's the worst.
Ooh.
No, so yeah,
Stop trying
that's
to do new things.
that's the best thing for figuring stuff out right now. But doing a better job of explaining how everything works is on my to-do list. So I'll make another note because you're not the first person to ask, and I will totally get on that after I get back from my vacation. So.
You're going on vacation?
Yeah, not next week's, but the next week will be my last week for a few weeks because I'm going to go get married.
Oh, congratulations! I had no idea. No, it's not
Thank
your
you.
idea.
I was like, wait, what? Just like ignoring me during meetings. You're like, oh, time gates.
What's up?
Yeah. Well, you're getting married too.
I am getting married, but that's later in the year.
Yeah. That will also be a party. Let's see, Necrocron 2001. I clicked on the time gate button mid-run and it instantly kicked me out of the adventure I was running. Is that intended? Did I get favor I earned?
It shouldn't have kicked you out of the adventure you're
Are you
running.
sure it didn't just load? Because if you click on it right now, it's like boom, campaign map, time
Yeah.
gates. But you can close them both and get back to it.
Yeah. And in fact,
So-
you shouldn't be able to even start an adventure from it when you open it up like that.
Yeah, it shouldn't have done what you just described, so I'm just wondering if...
If it did do that, please send us a ticket, and we will look into that. You can send a ticket by clicking the little question mark in the bottom right corner, or almost the bottom right corner if you have chat open, and that will let you send us a little message, and we can look up your account and see what happened.
Yeah, Kwani wants to know if there's going to be any achievements related to time gates.
That would have been a great idea.
How many gates opened? How many shards?
Yeah, I think we should.
Sharded.
We will totally do some achievements for time gates. It's just a matter of doing that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, question. I have a chest pack for 3 gold spring chests. However, in my inventory bag, it only shows... is this a known issue? So, Lisa, I feel like you forgot a word or two there. Yeah. So you're just talking about it showing up in the bag improperly? I mean, all I have are silver chests because I never open them and I never will. But
How are you going to get full shinies?
I don't know. I mean, I'm more likely to just like count the number of silver chests, and whenever I have 1,000, I'll just go into the admin, remove them, and give myself a potion of polish. How about that?
Okay.
It's kind of the same
What
thing,
if we
right?
added a way to mass open chests? All right, here we go. No, I'm just kidding. Not going to do that.
I was like,
Not gonna
what?
do it right now. Not right now.
Outside,
Please
Dave's like,
It
"Ugh."
only shows. Oh, it only shows 1 instead of 3 apparently.
Alrighty, Brett Day 83. Can you explain the difference between item color, level, shiny, and gold items?
Sally said if you could just open it, type it. We can look into that for you. Can you explain the difference between item color, level, shiny, and gold? I sure can. Yeah. So the color represents the rarity of the item. It goes from white to green to blue to purple, which is common, uncommon, rare, and epic. As you step up in there, the item gets more powerful, so the buff on it gets bigger and bigger. Level is gained when you get duplicate items. So when you get a duplicate of a card you already have, or you get a rarity that's less than the card you already have, it'll level up, and that will again just increase the power on the item. So if you like hover over one of your cards, or if you move your familiar over to
What? Sorry, what? I was playing the game.
Hover over a card,
Oh, any card?
any card.
Pick a card, any card.
No, a card.
Oh, like an equipment card.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so you see this is level 140. That means it's got quite a bit of boost over a level 1/1. Increases the damage of all champions by even more.
There were some totally not cheating players talking in the Discord recently about having level like 800-900 items, and I was like, that seems high,
Cheaters.
but you know what? People play a lot tonight, dude. So
What was the third one? Normal, shiny, and golden. Again, those are levels of improvement. Shiny items, you can get those naturally from just opening chests. They're really, really rare, but they will boost the power of the item by about 50%. And then golden, you can generally only get those from making purchases. They generally come with event weekend promos packs and event packs and golden chest packs, and those bump up the power by even more than shinies. So basically, every time everything gets bigger, the numbers get bigger, everything gets better. The rarity gets more rare, the numbers get better. The level gets higher, the number get better. It gets shinier or more golden, the numbers get better. You can't have shiny goldens. Those are actually their separate levels, so it's normal, shiny, or golden. You can't have a combination of those. Just like you can't have a combination of uncommon and rare.
it was pointed out to me that when I did highlight this one, it's actually behind your head.
Oh, is it? Ha!
So I had to go over to another one.
Yeah.
Lauren wants to know who's going to replace me on stream while I'm gone for a couple weeks. Chris Dupuis will be taking over the stream just like everything else he's taking over. So he'll totally have time for it. Go easy on him. I did give him a 20-minute rundown on how everything in this room works.
He's
but
probably the one who messed up the webcams.
yeah, right. No, I blame.
Hashtag blame Chris.
I blame. I blame Clive or Adam or Eric or any of the other people who've been using this room. Okay, so let's see. Zapman 28. When we run the free play on the time gate, do we have a chance at earning chests for the gate champion, or is it just for favor?
It's just for favor, so there's no, you don't get any additional chests. It's just the 2 chests, or the 2 chests and the champion.
Okay. I think I'm going to Regis it up.
Okay. In front? Okay. Interesting. Do you have 2 slots there? Oh, you do too. I can't remember what the formation was like for this.
Oh, me either, but I feel like why not? Okay, so, Nameless King 95, is there any limit to time gate free plays, or can you just rush to 50 reset and repeat as often as you can during the time limit?
Yeah, you could do that, but as we just said before, there's no, you don't get, they're not like event free plays, you don't get chests from them, so you just get the favor, and then, well, you wouldn't get very much favor for resetting at 50 over and over again. You want to push as far as you can to get as much favor as you can so that you can get as much bang for your buck when you convert that.
Any ETA on Helm's Blessings?
Yeah, we want to get those out at least before the next set of adventures in the Dragon Heist campaign. So yeah, within a little while.
Okay. Whoa. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Oh. There's more than one of us chatting in the same document.
What are questions in here? Let's go see. Lots of typing going on here. This
Yeah.
is the typing stream.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see, what
So,
else we got? Oh, there's some. can we buy chests?
Acleobites. Can we buy chests for the champions we unlock?
Not yet, but someday. Someday, hopefully soon. We've been working on this store refajigger for so long. It's all my fault that it's not done.
It's not your fault. I remember when you're like, here's an idea for how we can do the store, and people were like, no, and like,
Yes, that did.
and then you had to
happen.
start over. So
Yes,
there
that
was
was
that too.
very demoralizing.
Yeah.
That was the worst day ever.
The worst timeline.
But yes, we want to make it so you can buy chests for, don't blame Justin. So you can buy chests for champions that you unlock in the time gates. Yes.
Okay. Autarchus, have you set a target date to exit early access?
We sure have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I give a blanket response to this on the subreddit Q&A when it comes up, which is to say that there are some internal milestones that we want to make sure we hit before we do that.
Yeah.
But we are going to leave early access.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
It will happen at some point. We just need to. We got a couple more humps we want to get over, and I said it that way just so I could say the word humps on stream.
You can say humps all you want. There's a disclaimer for this one, so
Perfect.
you could use the 4-letter F word instead, and it would be technically okay, although
Fish?
maybe a bit vulgar. Yeah, all that fishing going on.
Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a joke there. We just got a note from David saying that he has pushed a fix for the Mac resolution issues for those who reported it in the stream earlier. So that's cool.
Great.
Yeah. I don't use Mac, so I had no idea there was a problem.
Did we also push that fix for the level 150 boss in the place that there was I assume we did.
There's probably more than one fix. Check your changelog, everybody.
Probably didn't put a change.
Oh, probably didn't put it in there. Oh, okay. Never mind. All right. So with timepieces, it's 1 per time gate. So going back to this. Time gate. Oh, I got one.
You got one.
Oh, I didn't even notice that I got one.
Yeah, we wanted to make that more exciting, but we ran out of.
Yeah, just like
Oh.
the screen shakes violently, and just there's just some sort of lighting effect.
You interrupted my pun.
Yeah. Oh, were you going to say something hilarious?
I was going to say that we wanted to get that feature in there, but we ran out of time.
Oh, see, now I'm glad I interrupted you. So, what's next? It's not 1 per time gate. It's up to 2,
Yes.
assuming you
number-
don't complete
if-
things.
You will get fragments from time gates if you don't complete if you don't claim the rewards, basically. And so it's up to 2 if you don't
150
finish any of
favor
them.
almost.
Oh yeah.
When I hit 150, I'm
Promise
resetting.
chest. So you can get
Boom, way more
0,
damage.
1, or 2. In general, if you do the reward, if you do the adventures and get the rewards, it'll be 0, because it's just sort of a consolation for not getting those rewards. But there you go.
There we go. Shara's buffing humans.
But shouldn't she be buffing half-orcs?
I would, but I can only bring myself to slum it so much with Krond. So, complete adventure.
Oh
That's-
god, I hope this works.
Yeah. Looks like it's working. Time Gate, the trickster's delight. Kudos to the dev team for programming this in a way that doesn't crash live on stream. Only
Yes.
individually for you at your home computer. Complete area 75.
All right, do it.
Here I am earning cron chests like
Bam.
a
So
total.
now you're back into the adventure. You've got your 158% gold find,
Ooh.
and you got a Kront chest. Let's open that bad boy up.
Oh yeah. No. What am I gonna get?
I want to see this. All these epics. So these dev chests. Any epics? Okay, that's rare. No. Damn it. Okay. Oh, fish. Oh man, I really thought that
Weak
was gonna be
sauce.
one there. You did get a red card though. You got a blue. Was that there?
That's how excited I am about that. Okay, so
Oh, man.
fucked.
At least fake some excitement.
Why do you never open silver chests? Is that just a joke, or do they clog up your inventory with soon-to-be useless stuff? So actually, it's incredibly worth it to do silver chests because your chances of getting a shiny equipment card are equal to a gold chest, but they're much, much cheaper to get. So You could, in theory, buy tons of them, have lots of them, open them all, do it. I'm lazy, so I don't. That's really it.
Mhm.
I mean, every once in a while, like I'll open up a batch until I get tired of it, but yeah, I mean, I only got it down to 176 right now.
If we run out of questions on the stream, we'll just start opening silver chests.
Oh, God.
That's a great idea for the second half of the
All right,
stream.
a target.
Okay,
Thanks.
guys, today from 2 to 3, I'm just going to open silver chests the whole time.
I could do that. You
Tune
could send-
in.
you could- I could restart and give myself 2,000 of them and just open them for an hour straight.
That would be so exciting.
It'd be captivating. People would be lined up
Until
from all
we
around.
added a mass chest opening option. No.
That's so mean. All right. Okay. Tarkus, will offline gold and tanking and healing be fixed before exiting early access?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. That is one of the. There's sort of 3 major things that are on our list, 4 major things that are on our list, and that is one of them. Honestly, we've got most of that fix done. It's just a matter. There's a couple of balance issues we need to work out with it. So it's just a matter of when we get to have some free cycles when we're not trying to get time gates out.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Somebody wants to know if saved formations clear between Mistral events.
Oh God.
As obviously the open slots will change depending on what time gate you open. That's a good question.
I believe the answer to that question is no. But I'm not sure if we save time gates by area set or by campaign. I think we saved them by campaign. And these
I picked one where I
technically-
probably didn't even have a formation save, so
well,
I
technically
can't just...
all the time gate adventures are in the same campaign. So I think they would all be in the same. Luckily, all the event adventures have the same number of slots in your formation, so formation saves will be there. Hitting them probably won't be very useful because it would just kind of randomly put your champions in the slots based on wherever they were saved. So yeah, we should probably look at that. Yeah, your event formations aren't going to be there because they are a different sort of they're a different campaign. But any new formations that you save here they'll persist between sort of your adventures, and then they'll also kind of maybe not properly persist between time gates. So that's something we can think about.
Just getting rid of that fairy.
You
Okay.
don't want the fairy on there.
It flickers in kind of an
fairy.
obnoxious way. Okay, if you complete Area 75 on the first run of a time gate, do you get both rewards, or is the second run required?
Yeah, you can only claim 1 reward per run, so you would only get the first reward. So you
Okay.
have to do the second reward.
So to get to the point where you're doing free plays, you have to do 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Dylan, you checked your cards with some delays. Do you have a technique for getting good cards? No, I was just trying to be dramatic. You know. Because normally what I do when I pull it open is I just kind of like mouse over really quickly and then just click, and then I go to the next one.
We should have some specific music for like when you're opening chests. It should be like bum 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 bum, and then as you mouse over, it's like bum 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 bum.
Oh, like
some sort
it's
of
just like
Inception
it
thing. Just
accelerates.
builds.
It'll just be different
Sound
different speeds of the actual music played. So it's like when you mouse over a card, it's like the music accelerates, the in-game music.
This is a great idea.
Yeah, that
This
sounds
is
like
good.
great tech that's worth our time.
Yeah, we need to get our sound engineer to work on this.
Alrighty, so Mortened. If you already have all the heroes, how about adding as second criteria your hero with the worst equipment?
It's not a bad idea. We don't. I mean, we'll see sort of how these, what sort of the response is to time gates for the next couple, and then see if any changes need to be made. We do. I mean, as I said before, we do kind of bucket the champions a little bit so that we make sure you always try and have, 1 or 2 decent champions in your options, so you're not going to be left with like, Krond, Gromma, and
Zorbu?
Zorbu's bad? Oh.
Narak, how about Narak?
Narak, there you go. No, Narak's good too. Oh, whatever. I like those champions. So yeah, you won't get stuck with sort of 3, lesser champions. There'll always be someone good in there.
Okay. Let's see. Dark Dragon wants to know if the time gate formations are random, like not the same as the event, or if they're just the event formations.
No, they should be the same formation that the event had when it was running.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trippy and Chase. Would it be possible for us to make our own hero for the starting hero slot that Bruner fills, like a race? Blah, 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 blah.
I think that would be so cool. But I know if Adam or any of the artists,
The art team will kill you when you step out that door if you do that, yeah.
Like they're literally, if I say yes to that, they will burst through this door, and you will see a murder live on stream. And
Yeah.
you know,
Did you ever see that Big Brother UK where they were stuck inside, but outside the zombie apocalypse happened?
I didn't see that.
Okay, it was terrible, but it ended with the zombies finally getting into the Big Brother compound and just storming through and killing everybody.
Like
This was a real thing.
Actual zombie apocalypse.
No, it was like a mock Big Brother show where there was a zombie apocalypse. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, a mock show.
I can't remember why I watched it.
One season, and I just
Yeah, it was like 4 episodes.
It was like a zombie apocalypse in Britain. I just didn't hear about it.
Yeah, it was called 28 Days Later. Yeah. I can't tell if Lacknor is joking or not, but when is the
Original
OSD
soundtrack.
coming?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question for Dave.
Kat and Alexis were unimpressed by
Two of our artists, they're not happy with me.
Yeah.
I don't think I said.
They
yes.
could have custom different types of equipment, so they could have, all the different types of armor that are in D&D in 5e normally, and all the different types of weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
a lot.
that
That's a
wouldn't
lot of
take very much.
icons.
Yeah, Kat loves drawing equipment icons. So.
Yeah, and then
But I didn't actually give an answer for that, so I think I would say that's a great question for Dave.
So real answer, putting together a truly customizable starting slot character like you would in normal D&D, even with just the base player's handbook and not taking into account races in Volos or in Mordenkainen's or any of the other stuff, it would be a crazy amount of work for our artists to be able to come up with individual combinations of every race, class, gender type in the game. It's just, and basically it's just like the sheer amount of resources it requires too much. It's a little bit different when somebody's making a 3D game where they can model things in a different way, but for us, like, everything has to be hand drawn from scratch. So that would be the nightmare of everybody on the other side of this wall.
Yeah. Actually, they wouldn't burst through the door. They'd burst through that wall. Just like Hulk smash.
Kool-Aid Man through it. Oh yeah. If a quest, okay, this is interesting, and this is actually related to time gates. If a champion shows up one week and you do not select them, do they have the same odds of showing up again next time?
Yes. We don't do any sort of weighting based on previous time gates. The only thing that previous time gates will affect is it'll increase the objective level if you pick the same champion multiple times in a row when they're available.
Okay. Oli666 wants to know if time gate pieces can be found in all adventures or only in time gate ones.
Time gate pieces will be found anywhere. Anywhere and everywhere. Any adventure.
Ray Cool wants to know if they can get a MIDI version of our adventure music.
No. I don't know. I'm not the.
That would be funny. Justin's sock on a selfie stick. Okay.
No, I'm not aware. I think we'd have to go through the person who did the music originally, and I don't know if they would do that. That's a great question for Dave. You should ask that question of Dave when Dave's on. Dave loves answering that question.
All right. So let's see. Dainty. I'm relatively new to the game, so let me know if I'm missing something. But are there any plans for characters who impact active play for us high APM players? So champions, I imagine like similar to the Bushwhacker.
We don't have any plans for that right now, but we're putting a new champion into this game every 3 weeks. We're putting there's some other opportunities for new champions as well. So you never know when we're going to run out of sort of more passive ideas and go with something really, really active. I think an active play champion could be kind of neat.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would function specifically in an idle game, but we had some of that stuff in Crusaders. We had like the wind-up bunny champion, which when you clicked, it increased your overall damage, but that effect wore off after a few minutes. So if you wanted to keep it up, you had to like come back and click every couple of minutes. Yeah.
Cool. Freddy's, thanks for an amazing update. Really good to have some new content.
You're welcome. Thank you for playing.
That was nice. Thank you. Rutten Girl, you said that quest difficulty will raise if we keep selecting the same champion. Will that difficulty ever cap or reset?
So it doesn't cap. So if you really love Strix and you keep picking Strix every single time she's available, eventually in order to get her chest, you'll have to get to like area like 300 and 325 or 600, 900, whatever level you can get to. It'll keep getting higher and higher. But it will slowly go down if you don't pick her. So if she is available and you don't pick her 1 week, it'll go down down 25 levels. So say you've picked her a bunch of times in a row and the requirements are like 200 and 225. If you then pick someone else when she's available, it'll go down to 175 and 200. And
Okay.
then it'll go down to 150 and 175. And just keep on going down every time you don't pick her until it gets back down to 50 and 75.
But it only goes down when they're available to be picked and
Yes.
not picked, not
Yeah.
if they just don't show up.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So you need to, basically, if you want to sort of, you'll need to have a few favorite champions to pick between. Otherwise, the level requirements will just get or too big.
Okay. We got a couple questions related to the UI scaling. So these actually are Dave
actual
questions.
Great questions for Dave.
Wondering why the UI scaling only starts working at heights of over 900 pixels, and also why the UI scale won't go lower than 75%.
These are amazing questions.
And the reason is because you haven't bugged Dave about that enough yet.
Yeah, bug Dave about that. Next time he's on, we'll get him in here from 2 to 3.
Yeah. Yeah, in 4 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got his headphones on. He's not even listening to the
He's
stream
probably
right now.
not even listening.
Yeah. He's got better things to do. He's playing Fortnite.
Probably.
Okay.
Now we're to
Cool.
questions.
Yes, we are at a question.
Get to those chests.
Yeah, but you know what? We're also out of your
No, get to the chests.
Get to the chest.
Let's open some. We got 4 more minutes. Let's
Oh, we want to
some
open
chests.
silver chests?
Yeah.
All right.
No, wait. Just got a pizza. A question just came in.
Did we?
Yeah. It said, "Can you make a pizza dragon?"
Wait, what?
Yeah, it said that.
Oh, a pizza dragon. That would be interesting. Yeah, that's exactly what we should do. All right, there's only 3 in that silver chest. I was so confused for a second.
Yes. Yes.
Ah, gold. Thank you. All right.
There you go. Oh, we got another question. Stop opening chests. There's a question. Stop.
I'm in it now. This is my life.
It's just so
this is what I'm
hypnotic.
doing for the next.
Yeah.
I don't know however long it takes me per chest times 172. Okay, what's the other question? So what happens when you've played all the champions in rotation a few times? Won't it eventually give you 3 choices that are all impossible?
Actually, no. And the reason for that is because if you do a champion and you complete their rewards, their thing will go up by 50 levels, but the other 2 champions you don't pick will go down by 25 each, which means it's a net 0 thing. So it's a 0-sum game. So you can't actually just keep on moving all of your guys up and up and up and up and up.
Okay.
Because the 2 guys you don't choose will go down.
They will go down.
Yeah.
All right. So is it like they start at 50 though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So they can't go below 50.
They cannot go below 50.
Okay.
50 is the lowest it'll ever go. 50 and 75.
All right. Dark Dragon. If I choose Barrowan, then when I complete my time gate and have to convert favor, the next time I choose Barrowan, I have to start over with 0 favor. Eventually, won't it be too difficult to get to zone 300 in the time allotted for the time gate?
Quite possibly, and that's part of the that's part of the choice of sort of who you choose. Because before you choose a champion, it'll say which areas you have to get to, and so you're going to have to kind of make a call on whether or not you think you can get that far in the three or 4 days that the time gate runs for.
Certainly, the better your equipment and your roster and so on, the further you'll be able to make it. And also, I would say that the earlier events for the game, like High Harvestide and Liar's Night, where we only had released 1 or 2 champions at that point, you can put together a much stronger party now for those adventures.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
that'll probably help. All right, I can't stop. It's that next chess button. Dave says he actually wouldn't play Fortnite right now because the stream would die. Well, that's nice of him.
I
Thanks,
don't know
Dave.
if Fortnite uses that much.
It doesn't
There's
take
only
much
one
to
way
kill
to
it.
find out. I will go load
Yeah,
up
yeah.
Fortnite as soon as I'm done.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, I haven't got the CPU warning, so that's good. Are more runs in the time gate worth for favor over normal runs in the 3 campaigns? Like you start from 0 favor, but I got in all 3 standard campaigns from E12 to E14. Will the conversion be good enough if I run them for the time they are up?
I mean, that's a great call. It's going to be very specific to each player. It depends on sort of what you're earning in your sort of standard campaigns. if you're earning 2% more favor per run, then it takes 10 runs to sort of get a 20%. It's not quite true, but it takes about 10 runs to get 20% more favor. Versus if you did the adventure a bunch of times and got a 20% conversion from that, you'll have to judge for yourself sort of which is better. But I do think there's a point at which you get deep enough into the regular campaigns that doing the event a few times will be worth it for a nice little bump.
Okay.
And keep in mind it sort of scales up logarithmically, so you don't have to do too many runs to get like a 10% boost out of the Mistra favor.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 or 3 runs should get you up to there.
Supa Slaya 21. Would you consider doing a community voted champion, like having it the Discord or something, vote on race, class, gender, etc.?
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I think we've teased a little bit at sort of this.
We've talked about the idea.
Anniversary event thing. It could be a cool thing for that.
Oh, for the anniversary. That'd be a great thing for the anniversary.
Yeah.
Do a vote-in leading into it.
Yeah,
Free up Chris from having to pick who comes next in that slot.
exactly.
And the artists totally have the time to make anything you desire.
The
So really,
artists love, especially. So here's a fun tip. We should definitely make that champion do a lot of rolls, a lot of acrobatics, spinning. Spinning is good.
yeah. The more complicated, the better.
You definitely want that champion to have a lot of different poses, because
Like
Adam loves doing poses.
Yeah, like full frontal flips doing one attack, and then full back flips the other way, and then like maybe when they have to attack extra enemies, they do like 1080s, where they just spin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Eric
super
was
easy.
reminding me what happened when we allowed voting in Crusaders for
Oh, what?
Crusaders Champions.
What happened there?
We actually didn't allow them to
Bodie
vote.
McBoatface.
It was Barry McBareface, and yeah,
That's sweet, actually. Did you go with it?
we did. I mean, the community voted for it. Who am I to say?
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Basically, I got to blame them. So it's like, this is your fault that this champion is named this.
Anyways, Super Slaya 21. It's not a bad idea. We're thinking about it.
Mhm.
Delverton, what do you see as being the difference once you leave early access? Oh, you're trying to sneak answers out of us. Nice try.
I think the big difference between early access and not in early access is that we feel the game is complete enough to be a fully released game. It doesn't mean we're going to stop live servicing or anything like that. It's really just like in terms of how we're going to support the game. It's not going to change anything. But it's just sort of it's a 1.0 version as opposed to the 0. Whatever versions that we're doing now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sapan 28. When will we unlock Dylan as a champion? What do we got
That's a great
next?
question for Dave.
Yeah. Let's see. Manual turret. Would you consider not stopping the action to display the story? It encourages the person to spam click through the story in order to get things progressing again. If there was a chat-like window for the story, then we could read the dialogue while still making progress in the game.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
That'd be really neat.
Yeah, that running of the Swords variant would be way too easy, though, because clicking through the dialogue is part of what makes it so
Half
freaking
the
hard.
Just have to have it on a per adventure basis. You can do that.
Yeah.
That one's like a legacy one where you can't click through, and I was like, why is
Yeah,
this?
it's not an option. The feature's not available here. Sorry, you got to play it.
It's just the devs being dicks.
Yeah.
That particular adventure.
Yeah. Alright, Dark Dragon again. Saw somebody ask earlier, missed the answer if it was addressed, but will champions be added from other Dungeons & Dragons game sets, such as Dragonlance, or will it always be Forgotten Realms? Was that asked today? If it was asked today, we missed it, and I apologize for that. I get this question several times a week, every week, and the long and the short of it is that we're basically focusing as much as possible on the Forgotten Realms right now, more so than Kryn or Eberron or Dark Sun or any of the other amazing settings that are technically part of the Dungeons & Dragons multiverse. So while not impossible, the focus is absolutely on the Forgotten Realms. So, yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's after 2.
We're out of
so-
questions. The chat is being spammed by raffles.
Yeah,
so
it's a good time to escape.
I'm gonna take off. I hope everyone really enjoys Time Gates.
That was easy.
Send us some feedback on Discord, the Reddit, Steam forums, tickets specifically to Dave. And you can address tickets to me, and I'm sure he will forward those over to me. But thanks so much to all you guys for being such a great community, and I hope you really like the Time Gates and the Tomb content. If you guys have stopped doing the Tomb content to go do Time gates. I can't wait till you guys try all that Tim content because we went nuts with the bosses in those.
Yeah, to be honest, I feel weird doing this for Cron Loot. I don't need when I could be doing that, but
Oh my god.
it's my choice.
The Asarak, spoilers. Anyway,
Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Justin.
Tim's really cool. Bye.
Cool. All right. It's just you and me now. Okay. Solo view. Don't trip and hurt yourself on your way out of here.
Oh my god. Bye.
Cheers. Okay. Pandan282. The code is in the bottom left corner. It's called Time for a Time Gate. I should enter that in, actually. I didn't do that. Boom. Gold chest. I'll even open it. Come on, something good. Oh, no. Less exciting. Well, bounty contracts are always nice. So, how's everybody doing this afternoon? A corpse. Just a comment. First impressions for Time Gates, amazing. It doesn't invalidate getting the champions through the event, and still gives people who've already gotten the champions something to aim for as well. Gearing up, great balance, in my opinion. Thanks, A Corpse. I know that the team spent a lot of time trying to come up with this and put it together in a way that would do all of those things. So, you know, we were hoping that everybody would like it. NTS Nislaco. I kind of want Time Gates to let me relock characters I don't want to use. Oh, well, you say that now, but between the tanking and healing update that's forthcoming and the overall champion balance update that's coming, you might feel like you missed out if you don't have all the characters by then. Just saying. DC Backroads, I missed the announcement. Something with Dylan and his fiance. My fiance and I are getting married in a few weeks, which is why I will not be here for streams on... What are the dates? Let me check. I will not be here for streams on July 12th or 19th because I will be gone. I will be partying and having the time of my life and all that jazz. But that being said, the announcement this stream, Time Gates. It's a little button that showed up in the corner in your UI that allows you to access a new feature that we just added to the game today, in which you can pick one of three options for unlocking and or gearing up different champions. You can unlock gold chests and favor that you can use to convert into divine favor at 1/4 the ratio of regular events. So yeah. If you're wondering how to get back out of that from here, boom. So that's the thing. Beat Crushers, I know the dates of my wedding. I don't necessarily know the dates of the streams that I'm going to miss because I won't be here. But I'm getting married on July 14th. So, Atarkus, what is your trick for getting good cards from the chest? No trick, open lots and cross your fingers. Lauren, what's the thing you are excited to be done with after your wedding? What's the one thing you're excited to be done with after your wedding? That's a good question. So, a lot of people talk about how difficult it is to plan a wedding. And in fairness, I could see why that would be extremely difficult if one didn't already have a fair amount of experience as an event organizer. So coming at it from an event organizer's perspective, the most challenging thing is honestly just following up with people and getting RSVPs and just having a good idea of how many people are going to make it, depending on how many invites you send out and stuff, because there's always a percentage of people who can or can't on the event day and who will or will not RSVP because of that, because they're tentative. There will always be people who cancel who think they're going to make it. There will always be something that comes up that will prevent somebody from being there. So just trying to get that more or less formed together. Other than that, people talk a lot about the actual table seatings being extremely difficult to plan. I don't think so. I think that we have a really, really amazing group of friends and family coming to our wedding, and so that part was actually pretty easy for us. Catherine, my fiance, and I just sat down and spent about an hour going over it with the sticky notes and a sort of table seating chart, and we decided to throw some of the traditions out the window and just are really happy with how it looks. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Other than that, yeah, I mean, the wedding, we're doing a 3-day festival wedding, and we're having bands and stuff like that. So it's going to be a party. A bunch of us will be camping in a valley in near Lake Cowichan on Vancouver Island, if anybody knows where that is. And it's going to be awesome. We're really, really stoked. So, yeah. But it'll be like all major events and life milestones and festivals. It'll be exhausting, and we'll be very tired after. So it's going to be a good time. Let's see. Philar, do time gates qualify for the extra favor from blessings? All blessings, global blessings, Kellenbor's blessings, Helm's, Torms. Oh, right, Helm's not in yet. They all work. This counts as any other. Avenger, does 1/4 mean 4E4 is 40%, or does it mean 1E16 is 40%? So when I say that you earn favor at about 1/4 the rate, if you hit up to E10 in a regular event, that's enough to double the amount of favor that you have in a permanent campaign. Whereas with this, E10 would get you about 25% as much. So it's just harder to earn enough to get crazy amounts. I mean, technically it's possible to double your favor with a time gate event. I couldn't imagine what that would take for you in terms of grinding, but it's technically there. But in short, it's more than valuable enough to justify doing it. But if you miss it, it's not the worst thing either. Just trying to hit that sweet spot. More interesting than the royal weddings. That depends. I don't know if that was was Erica posting that from your wedding is a 3-day festival. Sorry, it's hard for me to read where questions are coming from and everything. So Hyper RPG streamed his wedding and honeymoon. Streamed his honeymoon. Why would anybody do that? I am definitely not doing that. So yes, my wedding is a 3-day festival. Yeah, our food. We're not doing a 5-course thing. We're doing backyard barbecue, basically a ton of really incredible salads and just refreshing type stuff, and then like burgers, hot dogs. There'll be a bunch of kids there. They'll be happier with crappy hot dogs than they would with prime rib anyways. So it allows us to keep the cost down and do other cool things, while at the same time, it's a backyard barbecue. Who doesn't want to hang out at that, right? We want our wedding to be fun. I don't know if anybody else has been to a wedding that was a total groaner where you were sitting there the whole time and not enjoying yourself, and like parts of it were okay, but for the most part you're kind of like, I could have skipped it. We're not doing that. We're having fun. Am I going to stream it? Absolutely not. There are not. I don't think there's a way for there to be internet. There isn't even really cell service where we are, and if there is, well, it's there. It's faint. We're just going to encourage people to turn off their devices. Like, this is a festival. This is a wedding fest, is what we're calling it. Zapan28, can we use Timegate favor to increase favor on events? That's a very good question. I have no idea. I don't know the answer to that one. I mean, if the event is running, in theory that would work, but I don't know if we have the system set up to do that. So I'm just going to make a note here, and hopefully Erica can find an answer to that one. Excuse me. Philar, do time gates qualify for the blessing, temporary worshipper, which gives you 25% more event favor? That is also a good question that I don't know the answer to. I know the global blessings that increase damage and things like that do work. It should also work for that one, but I will just wait on word because I don't have a definitive answer on those, and I hopefully am not spreading incorrect information. Autarchus, whose favor are you going to give at your wedding event? What? I'm just going to skip that. Okay, what are your top 2 to 3 most important tips for a new player to progress? Okay. You're going to want to spend your gems on gold chests until you have at least rare gear on all of your core champions, and ideally epic gear. Spending gems on other things, on silver chests, isn't really worth it until you're trying to get shiny equipment. That being said, I find familiars to be really useful, so spending 1,000 gems on one and skipping the other 2 for the time being can be really helpful. Because it helps you click. It allows you to play a little bit more passively if you need to. Coming to terms with the fact that you are starting over every time, and that resetting is actually a good thing, and increasing your favor is a good thing, I found to be the most counterintuitive aspect of starting this game, personally. So, yeah, getting in the habit of having a milestone that you're pushing for and resetting. The more you reset, the more favor you have, the quicker you're able to earn more, etc. You want to keep doing that until you get to the champion level cap on your run before hitting your wall. And then it's like, that's when I am personally comfortable spending on blessings. And then when you do start spending on blessings, get to your first two, at the very least the first one, but the first two global blessings as quickly as you can, because they help you forever. I mean, getting plus one gem per boss may not seem like a big thing, but considering all the resetting you're going to be doing and how many bosses you're going to be killing, it adds up over time. So that'd be it. Yeah, getting used to resetting and opening gold chests until you have all of your core champions geared. I don't even use Ashara anymore normally. Where's Evelyn? Evelyn. So I don't know. I hope that helps, Focht. But if not, there's an awesome new player FAQ on the Discord, discord.gg/idlechampions. Alrighty. DC Backroads. For time gates, I'm running my first one. Can I restart it, or do I just have the one try? You can restart it. The time gates are open until they close, which is like 2 days and 20 hours from now or something. So, yeah, you can restart yours as many times as you want. But if you complete the objective, it'll just kind of like shove you over to the next one with the next objective. And if you complete that one, then you have free plays. But yeah, you can restart as many times as you like. Silver Griffin, time gates are not a new event. They are a new feature for Idle Champions. Players have been looking for ways to unlock and gear up event champions outside of events for a long time. So here it is. What else? Delverton tip for new player, the Steam Summer Sale. I keep forgetting about the Steam Summer Sale because as one of the developers, as one of the staff at Codename Entertainment, my account is flagged to be given all the DLC as it comes out. So I have everything in the Steam Summer Sale icon that would normally be right here, just isn't visible for me. But yeah, there's some cheap stuff. So you should get that. The Chwinga is my favorite familiar because if I turn the animations back on, he just kind of hops up and down, and it's kind of adorable. He's just like, bam, just hopping away. Almirage is pretty cute too, but let's be honest, it takes a very long time for players that don't script to earn the 50,000 gems required to unlock an Almirage, so it's one of those like crazy prestige items that takes forever to grind out. Yeah, after buying it, and I got it pretty quickly after it came out, I'm still only at 28,000 gems, so I still haven't saved my way back up to being able to potentially buy one again. So yeah, it takes some time. Anyways, I'm going to turn those effects off because I prefer the game without them. It's just a little bit more relaxing for me. So yeah, Silver Griffin, time gates are a new feature. You are able to do sort of like, it's not like a regular event, it's more like a sub-event, but you're able to do a time gate focused event in order to the duck again. I'm not saying start scripting because we don't support or condemn it, but if you somehow break your game, we're not necessarily going to fix it for you. Anyways, yeah, you can unlock and gear up event champions. So like here I am doing the Trickster's Delight, which is from Liar's Night last year, the event where you unlocked Krond, because I'm funny that way. And here's Krond. Boom, there's Krond. Boom, check out how good he is. Krond hits so hard. Anyways, a corpse. We can reset as many times as we'd like. There's just a limit of the 2 rewards. That is correct. So any additional resets, you're only building favor, which is still worthwhile, but yeah. Selwyn, time gates are here to stay? Yes. Time gates will open naturally, which is to say, they will open between events-ish throughout the year. So every 3 weeks, give or take, they will open naturally. And then in addition to that, you can earn time gate pieces or fragments or what have you, time gate pieces. And if you have 6, you can open your own as long as it doesn't conflict with naturally opening one. And there's no limit to how many fragments you can save or how many pieces you can save. So you can save up 60 and open 10 time gates back to back to back if you wanted, as long as there wasn't a natural one opening. So, yeah. Fellar, do we know how often they will open? I hope I just covered that. On average, in between events, every 3 weeks-ish, give or take. So yeah. Caddy Bree. I bet if I switch her with Kron, the DPS goes up. Yeah. Poor Kron. How about Evelyn? How about I try to do some janky formation where I actually use her? God, that's so janky. It's so janky, I love it. Anyways, so how are all of you? You know, it's kind of, so funny thing, this streaming room is way colder than it should be, because we have both the air conditioning for our office having a major vent in here, but as well as the air conditioning for the whole building also seems to get vented through. And like, I mean, it's not a massive building, but there are quite a few other offices and rooms. So this room is like freakishly cold, which is to say that like I pulled my drink out of the fridge earlier before I'd opened it, and I put it down on the counter here. And when I went to grab it again, it was like slick with condensation because of how much colder it is in here. So what I'm saying is I'm wearing pasties under this because that's how cold it is in here. So if you guys want to talk about something else, just let me know. I am here to answer your questions. Delberton, if I purchase the Force Grey combination pack, can I also purchase the Hitch specific pack? Yes and no. So basically, and when we put together the DLC packs, we didn't put together the Force Grey one properly in Steam. So there's more than one way to do it on the back end, and we did it the less ideal way. But basically, normally what happens is you buy a pack and then it locks out all the other DLC. In our case, it doesn't do that, even though you get all the items. So if you purchased it again, it wouldn't get you anything because you've already got it all. So there's no benefit in a second purchase if that's an option. In the future, it will not be possible to have that problem because we have since realized where that mistake was made, and we won't be doing it again. So, Drakenil Khalif, will you be adding more familiars? We most certainly will. I don't have an ETA on it, but the best way I could sum it up is that we are not finished with this iteration of familiars. You know, we're pretty happy with a lot of their functionality and like the basic framework of them that we put into the game. But there are other things we would like them to be able to do, and certainly we want to add more of them, and so that will happen. And before anybody asks if the ones that are added are all going to be paid or they're all going to be available in game or some mix of the above, we haven't decided yet. But it is safe to I don't want to say assume because assumption isn't the right word, but it's safe to think that we will put our effort in and make it so that there are familiars available through both routes. Yeah. Pebcac error. Can you talk about favor versus gold find? That confuses me. Okay, so Idle Champions 101. The divine favor that you earn at the end of each adventure is based on how much gold you earn during each adventure. And then in the campaigns currently available in the game, the amount of divine favor you have also increases your base gold find level. So if you're starting from scratch, you have 0% extra gold find. Every enemy you kill drops its normal amount of loot. until you unlock Jarlaxle, in which case he has an ability that allows you to increase your gold find. So you see the 158% here? Blink, 184. It's multiplicative, not additive, or cumulative, or whatever. Anyways, so that impacts your base level of gold find would be plus 10%, and then your divine favor for that campaign will amplify your gold find as well. So they kind of have a relationship where they're both feeding the other. You earn more gold in a campaign. You are able to earn more divine favor because of it. That divine favor then allows you to earn more gold in future runs. At the same time, you can also spend your divine favor on blessings, and they're worth buying. I mean, empowered attacks increase the damage of all champions by 50%. That I bought 20 ranks of, I think it is. So it's a plus 1,000% damage to my whole party. So every time I do a Tomb of Annihilation adventure, I start with all of these buffs that I've unlocked, which is significant and necessary for pushing to higher levels. And then at the same time, both Torm's and Kelemvor's favor, there aren't any blessings for Helms yet, have global blessings on the right column that are applicable in all adventures, all campaigns, less distracted. All bosses killed plus 1 gem. So that's in any one of the campaigns or events. So, long story short, get rich, make your god happy. Your god then blesses you with the ability to get richer. But if you want, you can spend it. So I hope that helps. All right, so let's see. I could be mistaken, but I don't think there has been any multi-class champions. Any plans to add one? I just need to check one thing, because there should be one. Oh, frack. So, I think the thing is actually that currently in game we are only able to set it to one type, but Binwin is supposed to be a fighter barbarian, and we talked about it in our lore and in our blog and everything. So, yes, there will be multi-classers, but it doesn't look like we've added a way for that to display into the game yet. Yeah, I mean, I personally, as a player, tend to be somebody who multi-classes when I play D&D because I like versatility in my gameplay. Now, capstone abilities are awesome, and leveling a barbarian up to 20, if you are able to play a campaign that is that long, or somebody puts together a short campaign or a one-shot or something that allows you to do it. I mean, you get to break your strength stats, right? Chances are when you get your barbarian to 20, you're hitting 24 strength and 24 constitution, which is those are it's a massive, crazy, amazing buff. That being said, when I play a barbarian, the next one that I've designed that I haven't played yet, but is in an upcoming campaign, that barbarian is gonna cap out at 17, and either take fighter champion subclass to give a crits on 19, or do a rogue assassin so that I can do sneak attack and some other shifty ass stuff, so that you can do some funky things around how you play. Because you can do some pretty neat tanking with a rogue barbarian. You got your shield, you got a finesse weapon in your one hand. You've got crazy amounts of AC. You've got the ability to disengage and other stuff. It's just you can do some cool shit. So yeah, I would love to see multi-class champions. But it doesn't look like we currently have a way in-game yet to show that. And I'm going to make a note because we do plan to overhaul our champion UI at some point, just to include things like where this character is from. Yes, Nayeli is from our game, but Nayeli is also on the cover of the Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide right there, sporting a really snazzy purple cloak that Adam didn't add to the game because all of our base champions have cloaks. But where the characters are from is relevant, especially given that we have characters like Evelyn and Strix that players who have maybe read some of the old novels or lots of the novels but don't watch any of the streams might not know who they are. So we need to be able to make it easier for people to recognize them. So we'll get there. Will the blessings ever get reworked, or will game changes occur that enable the blessings to be more even in terms of usefulness? Now, I can't speak for Justin on this issue, but this is a question that has come up before, and I guess when blessings are added, when new blessings are done, there's a good chance that if there is a blessing that we look at and we see as not functioning in a way that we would like, that we might make an update. But that certainly isn't a promise to change them. Some of the blessings also, they provide bonuses that may feel a bit invisible, like, just as an example, is in here? No, it's the other one. So there's two of them that I see as personally, Dylan, as problematic in that Gem Hunter, you don't see, like the extra gem that you get from every boss isn't shown. When Stokey damages an enemy and you kill them, you get to see the extra coin that's a different color. But you never see an extra gem that's of a different color that signifies that you're earning an extra gem every time you kill a boss. So I think that could be better represented. And then the other one increases the chances of a boss chest upgrading to a gold chest when it drops by 2% over all campaigns. That isn't very visible. So I would like to see things either reflected on screen or in the journal that show when you've actually reaped that benefit. Because I think more so than their effectiveness, because they are unquestionably effective, is that you don't always know when it's happening, so it's like there's no way for you to enjoy it unless you're paying really close attention. So I think that's where we could improve. Hikuin, will time gates have blessings? I don't believe we have plans to do that at this time. Sorry. Drakenocleave, on one of your streams you were asked about an in-game store. Is there more news on this, or is that still just an idea? To give you a little bit of background that perhaps I shouldn't, we were hoping to have a new version of our in-game store ready at the same time that Time Gates launched, to give players the opportunity to pursue unlocking and equipping event champions through any way that they wanted. But we aren't happy yet with the design of the store, and there's a lot of work to be done on it, and we want to make sure that we do it right. So we prioritized putting a way into the game for players to grind out and unlock champions in a free-to-play manner before adding other options. So there will be an in-game store update at some point, but we don't have an ETA on one. It's not an easy thing to do. There's so much stuff to consider about it. It's crazy. I sat in one of the meetings and I'm like, my head's gonna explode. This is too much info. Gleikwickel. Hey there, will it be possible to purchase golden epics that you missed? Any plans on this? So yes, and that is also directly related to the in-game store update. I don't want to promise anything that might not happen, but the plan is to make it possible for you to catch up on golden epics that you missed. I'm not quite sure exactly what shape that's going to take yet, but it'll happen. We're a small team. We work through one thing at a time. We delayed the Tomb of Annihilation update that came out today. We were targeting yesterday with the release, and we were really hoping to get it done by midday, but we were not just quite happy with it yet. And as it approaches the end of the day, we don't really like releasing an update towards the end of our workday, because that means if there are issues, there won't be anybody in the office to help solve them. So we pushed it until today. And then, of course, the time gate stuff was in there as well, and it went live basically right as the stream was about to start. So, but the content was already in there. Let's see. For more veteran players, would you recommend I save up for the Mage Hand Familiar over saving up for gold chests at first? Dainty, I can't really answer that for you in the sense that it really depends on how you play the game. I play extremely passively. Like the only reason I've clicked any of the the only reason I've clicked any of the distractions today is because I'm on stream and the window is actually open. But normally for me, Idle Champions is minimized and it's just kind of chugging away. Familiars are awesome in that context, because if you have a bunch of them on the field, and you do something like you use a huge potion of fire breath that makes it so your familiars actually hit really hard, you can kind of pay less attention to the game as your characters push further. But that being said, if that's not something that you do, I believe, I want to say it was Silisa, but it might have been Garwar or Archimedes or one of the other like pillars of our community who really know what they're talking about, like Rakul. There is an optimal point at which to switch from purchasing gold chests to maybe getting a familiar, and like you probably shouldn't be buying anything other than gold chests until after you have, at the very least, all rares across all of your champions, all your core champions, but all epics, if you want to be really efficient with your gems. But again, like it's familiars kind of help with your time a little bit, so it's really up to you. Dark Dragon, what is your role/job description at Codename Entertainment? That's a very good question. The official title I have is the Creative Marketing Specialist, which is to say that I do, I help Erica a bit with community. I help Clive a bit with our marketing. I obviously do the stream, and I help with moderation. I kind of I'm the bard, the unsinging bard who is a jack of all trades when it comes to community and live streaming and media and marketing. I kind of do all of those things. So yeah, if you're hoping for a succinct description, sorry. I have too many skill proficiencies to pick just one and say that I'm good at it. Oh, and I sometimes DM when Adam needs a break. We're so close to the end of Sunless Citadel with our group. Lately, it's just been a challenge having everybody in the office at the same time and free to play. But like we have about 2 to 3 hours left in that campaign, which is to say that if you know the Tales from the Yawning Portal book, our players just arrived in areas 53 and 54 simultaneously. So things just got interesting. It's fun. Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to torment your players a little bit. We have a little bit of a stacked lineup in that there are six level 3 characters approaching the end of that dungeon. So I am modding the crap out of this adventure to make it as more challenging. Although I haven't really had to as much as I thought I would, but certainly some of it's a little bit easy, just because there's so many of them, and more than one person can heal and stuff. So yeah. Nagasawa, I will get to your question in a moment. Magenta Shirt, you mentioned you are a small team. How many are you? There are currently 18 people at Codename Entertainment, and I believe that includes our co-op Jacob, of which half the team works on Idle Champions. So we have 4 full-time artists and 4 developers / program leads, etc., working on the game. And then, as well as Jacob, our co-op, is also helping with it, and Chris Dupuis is also helping Justin with design lead stuff. And so it's one of those things where like it's a small company. We have more than one game, so Justin is sometimes needed with other games. Chris is sometimes needed with other games. Mark and David maybe even as well. But generally it's 4 full-time artists and 4 full-time developers working on Idle Champions, and then Clive and Erica and I handle community and marketing, etc., for Idle Champions and for Crusaders of the Lost Idols. Erica more so than me, obviously. And then 2 of our staff, Nick and Georgia, are the gatekeepers, lighthouse keepers, people running our oldest actively serviced title, Bushwhacker 2, which turned 6 in April, which is crazy. I've completed it. Get me out of here. Get me out of this adventure. Cron sucks. No, I'm kidding. GM Foe. When you convert favor from a limited time campaign to a main campaign, is it always best to go with the one you have the most favor in, or is there some other strat? That's a tough one. So I kind of tried to keep my Grand Tour of the Sword Coast and Calibor's favor about equal up until a certain point, and then I just alternate which one. gets campaign favor. At least I did up until now. So right now, my Grand Tour of the Sword Coast is sitting at 5.05 E14, which is about double my Tomb of Annihilation, which is 2.74 E14. And then my Dragon Heist is only at 2.1 E12. That's where I'm at. And so right now, I mean, granted, I have insider information. I know which updates are coming next. I know where favor might be a little bit more helpful. But having purchased everything, Grand Tour of the Sword Coast is a permanent campaign that's always going to be part of the game that we will always be adding to. And oh my god, are you guys going to be excited about what we add to it next? Oh my god. I think it's next. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's next. What's coming next? It might be the update after the one that I'm thinking of because I'm a little bit too in the loop. Anyways, so it's always going to be worth it to dump favor into it because it'll get updated forever. Tomb of Annihilation has a campaign storyline endpoint, which we just reached, but there will be more adventures and way more variants added to it. I can't spoil anything, but it's not done. We are just merely, getting into the last leg of this main storyline. But yes, Tomb of Annihilation is actually not finished forever with this update. There will be more. So, how many characters can I unlock now at once? That's all right. What's my main formation? That's what I've been rocking. Oh, I've been doing one of those weird backwards ones. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah. Huh. This is looking familiar. Doesn't take you long to unlock stuff once you get lots of favor. Does it? Anywho, so it's always worth it to put favor into Grand Tour of the Sword Coast. But yeah, I mean, whichever ones you need favor for, you need blessings for still, like, it's so individualized that having a definitive answer for it is tough, but I mean, at worst, you can misspend favor on blessings and refund it. You still get 99% of it back, so the 1% you lose isn't super significant. You're not even a full run's worth of favor that you end up losing, so. I hope that answers your question, and it wasn't just me sadly rambling. Magic for this fan formation, because this is a double caster formation. Rally. Boom. All right. Okay. So, Autarchus, is Idle Champions making decent money for the company? Good long-term prospects. I am definitely not allowed at all to talk about any of the financials for the game. But I can say probably that it is our most successful title to date. I believe that is true. And yeah, we have plans to live service this game into the foreseeable future, where years of this game being around. So if you're wondering whether or not this game is going to disappear or shut down on you or something like that, it's not. Alrighty. Oh, the stats question has come up. Statistics. Any plans to make the completion statistics available as a running total during the adventure? That's a perfect question for Dave. Basically, we are acutely aware that our players want to know more about what's happening in the game, both in terms of real-time statistics, but also just in general. What their adventuring has earned them over the course of their time playing Idle Champions. So we have plans to add more statistics. So if there are stats, very specific stats you would like to see in terms of real-time statistics and like completion screen statistics, please let us know. But it's kind of a rabbit hole feature to start talking about in that people want more stats. Sure, but like what stats? What stats do you want? How many stats do you want? Like, and then how can we fit all that into the UI into a way that's meaningful and makes it a good feature that doesn't clutter our UI in a horrific way? One of the things being worked on actively right now that's indirectly tied to this is the offline gold gain update will also contain tech that will basically make this number here, the current formation total DPS, much more accurate. Because that's also the biggest thing that's preventing us from doing a good offline gold gain number, is that this number isn't accurate, and therefore the way that the offline gold gain is calculated is also not accurate. We could just increase it, but that isn't really reflective of what your characters are actually doing. So last I checked, Mark was the one working on that, and I don't know if he is right now because he needs to have spare cycles to be tackling that problem. But basically, more accurate formation damage calculations come first, which will make this number much more accurate. And then from there, we'll be able to do a much more accurate offline gold gain. It still won't be, it's not going to be 100%, but it'll be much better than the 10% or so that it is now. Alrighty. Will favor tier be always even over all campaigns, Grand Tour tier 90, Tomb tier 90, or can they be uneven, Grand Tour tier 90, Tomb tier 50? Yeah, tiers are a bit high, but just to show a point. That's actually a really good question for Justin, because I can't answer that in a way that will be meaningful. And like balancing this game, from what little I know and have seen, is an extraordinary challenge. So I'm gonna make a note and save that one, because that's a very much a Justin question, Magenta Shirt, and I'm sorry I can't really answer it, but it's just, I would be talking out my ass and probably getting it wrong if I did so. Silver Griffin, will there ever be a formation of 10 that you can use in Sword Coast? I can say that there will be differing formations in the future, so far not seen in the game. I can't comment specifically on whether formations will change in any campaigns or events. But there will be a variety of them. And there's all kinds of things that we could see. That's what I can give you. I know that's not a lot, but yeah. Alrighty. We are getting closer to the end of the stream. This stream went by fast. I guess I talk a lot. So thank you guys for being such a good audience. And thanks for pairing with us while we put together an update that includes a way to unlock event champions outside events. Obviously, people have been asking for this basically since they missed Stokey last September. And I know it took us a long time to get it ready, but I don't want to say we've been understaffed, but you know, our content schedule is aggressive, and I know that some players would probably prefer that we focused all of our time on adding more features to the game, that they feel like we're missing, rather than adding new content to the game. But we add content at a rate that allows us to keep the lights on and keep us employed. So you know, that averages out to an event about every 3 weeks or so throughout the year. So yeah, thank you guys for being awesome. I hope that you enjoy this update, both in terms of completing the Tomb of Annihilation storyline, but also you know, unlocking champions you missed. I hope you guys got a good choice. You know, for me it was Evelyn, Krond, or crap, I've already forgotten what the third one was. Evelyn, Krond, Birdsong. And yeah, I mean, I would have definitely picked Evelyn if I was not in a position to just get loot that I needed. But I don't know, Krond is just fun, right? I wanted when we look at our metrics to see how many times each champion was picked with time gates. I wanted Krond to have at least one. So yeah. Papa Smirk only started 3 months ago as a player. Welcome to the game, and yeah, this should help you out. I mean, I think you would have gotten Strix, Evelyn, Binwin, Narak, at least, which is good. Those are important characters. But champions like Barrowen is a huge door opener for players in terms of being able to push to further and further walls. So yeah. Yeah. So yes, Lisa, we do have statistics, but like, there's back-end stuff that we have access to, and I don't know how much, if any of it, we would ever share. A lot of it would be confidential. The reason I mentioned the thing about picking Kron is that we were talking about it today when we launched the feature. Like, we hope that we can count up because we want to know how many people pick Kron or Stokey or whoever. Because I feel like, in addition to players starting later, because there are tons of players at this point who have missed Stokey, Dadius, Barrowin, Regis, Birdsong, etc. Like champions that are, very, very viable in ways that some of our other event champions perhaps may not be. So it would be helpful information to us to know what people are choosing. But yeah, I mean, somebody's got to pick Kron other than me, right? Right? Kron's good. God, Kron was so broken when he came out. He was nuking everything. Dainty, got the Strixit, Stream of Many Eyes. Oh, right on. So there's a very good chance that either myself or Holly or Scott Conrad or Clive actually handed you that card. Unless you were one of those ninja people who kind of snuck up and took one and then left and didn't say hi, in which case. But seriously, yeah. Holly is actually pretty much able to just give out Strix cards. She has tons of them. So if you want to unlock Strix, Holly can do it. Garwar is not a fan of Binwin, but you should be. We fixed the bug where he wasn't nuking broken stuff as good as he should. But I like Binwin. I like Binwin a lot. More than Naeli? That's tough. I don't know if anybody saw the comic that Toonhounds put out about it, but Binwin's minions told Binwin that Naeli was more useful, and we thought that was really, really funny. And hit a little bit too close to home, but still, it was funny. Ivenger 2, you picked Krond? Awesome. Good for you. The real Celtic Batman. How do we beg Holly for a Strix card? You have to catch her at conventions. Strix shows up. Strix was at Origins. I don't know what Holly's travel schedule is, but I'm sure she will be at least one PAX or more. She seems to get invited to the ACK Inc. Shows there sometimes because she was at that one where they did the Wizards Unknown Battlegrounds or whatever. God, that was an awesome stream to watch. But yeah, Holly at conventions is able to give you Strix cards. So yeah, she'll do that. Oh, she signed yours, Dainty? Right on. Yeah. I remember Holly kind of ran off into the crowd in Waterdeep at the Stream of Many Eyes and was just handing out Strix cards and saying hi to people. Holly's a gem. One of the coolest people, for sure. Giant Dwarf, I wasn't hallucinating that Binwin wasn't doing what I thought he should have been doing for Durable Deep in the weekend. That is correct. If you check your changelog, you'll see that Binwin has been bug fixed. He was not the smashing, crashing machine that we had hoped, but he should be now. The idea being that, you guys have watched ACK Inc. before, right? Binwin doesn't wait for doors to be opened or for traps to be sprung. He just tanks them because he can. So, Lauren's got the link to the ACK Inc. PAX East Wizard Unknown game. God, that was a good stream. The whole office in here was watching it, but we were all on slight delays for watching it because we didn't all start at the same time, and so somebody would start laughing, and then a few seconds later somebody else would start laughing, and then a few seconds later, and so on. Dark Dragon, what is the next event near or in Colorado that Codename Entertainment will be represented at? What are our plans? Am I even allowed to say our plans? I don't know. So one of the things about being a small team and an indie company is that we can't make it to everything. It's outside our budget. And so we tend to aim for things where we can line up meeting a lot of different people that are at once that are tied into our relationships with the game or Codename or Wizards of the Coasters, what have you. So I believe we are planning to be at PAX West. I think that's the next event we are participating in. I think Eric is going to Gen Con, but it'll just be Eric by himself, and he will be running around, and he'll have cards to give out, stuff like that, chess codes, etc. But we won't be having a booth presence, and that's what I think is coming up. I could be wrong. We have talked about going to TwitchCon again, but I don't know if it will happen. yeah, that one's undecided. So, yeah, Dark Dragon. I know that doesn't like really answer your question at all. It's possible PAX Unplugged Oboe Crazy, but I'm not sure yet. Now I see who's that? I can't read your name. Beef. What is that? Beef something? Beholder. Oh, I catch it now. Sorry, the neon green on my screen was like unreadable, so I'm sorry I struggled through your name there. You're right. So here's the thing that I'm working on that I'll tease a little bit now that probably won't be coming into play until I'm streaming when I get back from my wedding fest vacation. We do giveaways right now where through the MooBot you enter a raffle and Erica sends you a code. But what we're going to be changing that to in the future is somebody wins a raffle, I roll a d20 on screen, and then we have a prize list that you get your prize from. But we don't yet have enough awesome prizes to do that, and so it's not quite ready yet, but it's coming. And on that note, I think I'm gonna have to call this stream because it is time. So that's our show for today, June 28th. Thank you for watching. Huge thanks to Justin for joining me on stream at the start and patiently going through the time gates and Q&A with everybody. I'd also like to do a huge shout out to Pelham, Bart, Greg, and John at Wizards of the Coast for being awesome partners, but also everything they do to help the stream run. I'm sure that's Pelham running the D&D account on stream right now. So thank you guys, you're awesome. Huge thanks also to Erica, who co-produces this live stream alongside me, alongside me, on the other side of the wall, but with me. Makes sure that we don't miss anything, helps with all the Q&A, all that stuff, totally kicks ass. And thanks to Lauren and any other mods who might be lurking who I haven't caught in chat. You guys are invaluable for helping us communicate effectively. Nagasawa, I'm sorry I missed your question, but hopefully I will be able to get to them next time. But otherwise, yeah, thank you guys all so much for being awesome, and I will see you in 1 week minus 2 hours. So, yeah. Have an excellent weekend, everybody, and good luck getting what you need in time gates. And yeah, there will probably be some kind of weekend buff tomorrow, but I'm not sure what it is yet. So, cheers. Have a good one.